All right, still on P5-1. I should have looked ahead to G because I already did the distance. But let's do the distance again. So we'll close our F and then new assembly. We're browsing to the block, and I will rotate about X. Go ahead and set origin to origin, and then select. Control button, hold down and drag. And then since I can see that face and I don't have any good reason to pick any of the other faces, well, I lost my context. Yeah, I'm going to say, see if I can left click or right click. We'll just go into the main. All right, so the context comes back up at that point, but if I move the mouse or let it uh, disappear on me, there's not really a quick way to get back into it. So other than to deselect and reselect one of the faces. All right, then those two, and if we go distance this time on the context, that's the same as over here, distance, flip dimension, and we'll stay with the 10 millimeters. And just a quick review of the mate alignment. So it flips it over. It did move up because it was at 7 and it moved it to position. And then the flip dimension goes above or below. All right, so nothing too new and different there. Let's go ahead and save that. And I will overwrite that to G. All right, so to close out this this group, we're going to do an upper level assembly and bring these in to as an optional. We'll bring these into an upper level assembly and mate the sub-assemblies together, just as this is how it operates. Now the naming probably needs to have some designation that there's something going on. So I can bring in the part, and that can be my base piece. Right, so whatever we're doing, and then this always turns out kind of Art Deco when I go down this path, and we have the fixed. Insert the component. We'll bring in A, and let's go face to face, face to face. Oops, missed. Got to get that second face. Coincident. All right, and then rotate around, face to face. And then we'll bring in, let's see if I do, so we've been doing insert component. We can also insert from the pull down existing part and assembly. So we'll bring in B. And just as an example, even though it came in this orientation, maybe I want to let it go face to face. And this would be where I'd flip the mate alignment. And then it kind of shifted a little bit weird, but I'm pretty sure I want that face to that face. And I can always reselect if it's not the desired result. Change the alignment and then go to the next one. Missed that face, so coincident. All right, so we're just lining those up. And every so often I'm going to control 7, which is going to put me back in isometric, which is the same as hitting the space bar and either picking that face or coming over here and picking the isometric. All right, so we get back to that perceptual because it's easy to get this flipped around inside out doing whatever. And keeping track of it is pretty important. So let's stay with the insert component. We'll go to, let's see, I just did ABC, OD, my 30-second attention span. And I'm just going to stay with that same grouping, reviewing the face. So again, my biggest targets are the faces, but if I need an edge, we can go to the edges. And edges, in one respect, are a little bit faster, but when I've had errors, it was mostly because of an edge being in conflict. So I can get away with the two edges, and it's going to fully define that geometry. It's just making the selections and keeping track of what we're picking. So E comes in. Maybe we'll start going. Let's see, which way would I want to go here? Let's go up, and I'll do coincident to the face, and there's my edge, and I lost the other edge when I either didn't have the control. All right, so my degrees of freedom. And let's go ahead and introduce that we have the distance, but maybe I want to see that thing move. And just as a quick, if we have the advanced mates, I can set a limit that this will go from here to here, and we'll have 1 millimeter. The minimum value, say, is 0. The maximum value is 10. Okay, the other way. 1 on the minimum. Well, actually, I said 0 on the minimum, 10 on the maximum. All right, so probably need to run through that again, but pretty much can go from there to there. It allows for a range of motion. All right, so we'll do that again because it always happens to have to think about the direction. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Oh, I did miss F. All right, so let's go face. Let's do the points on this one. So point, and if I was going to try for a compound angle, this would make it pretty wild. So from there to the angle, if I were to go 60 degrees, all right, and then I need some point in orientation to keep it from rotating because no, it did, it's showing that as a minus sign, but I'm still expecting it to move. All right, so I haven't done very many of those, and I'm still seeing the minus. I guess the compound portion of it is it can only go that way. Interesting. All right, so I haven't, I can't say that I've tried that one. Oh, I didn't want a new, I wanted to open. Nope. Let's see. What I haven't done yet is the drag and drop. So there's actually 5 ways to bring these parts in. So let's just introduce one more right now, and as we get further into this, we'll do the others. All right, so the File Explorer shows everything that's open in mirror or in memory as this kind of grayed out ghosted image, and the current document is in the full color. So if I grab that block and drag and drop it, for instance, that will bring it in. I think I've got one of everything now. So the L block, or did I still not get F? Well, I still didn't get F. So let's go ahead and bring in an F. All right, the F is not listed. So I'm just going to go back to the insert component, grab F. Still trying to figure out what I did with the with that angle and point and why that is working the way it is. But let's go coincident and coincident and apply F there. All right, so we can bring back in the block and have that insert from the File Explorer. Now that F is open, it's available there. We've been doing the Control Select to bring in other instances, so I can also do that from the part. So be careful in the work area when you are selecting, because if I hold down the Control button, select on a part, and drag, I will get its second instance. So the other thing of note is I am not bringing in all of my parts. If you bring in all the parts and try to do rotation and then go through the mates, it's going to be a lot more difficult because there's a lot more noise, a lot more background things going on, and remembering or picking which one you want is more difficult. Bring in one component, mate it as far as it will go, get those relations established, and then things will not move to where they become a lot more difficult to select and try to figure out what's going on. So make this a very systematic process to build these mates, and it'll go a lot easier for you. So I'm just going to leave that as assembly 8 as my optional, and we'll finish this one out here.